that?
Hey everyone, welcome to the Health Chase. This is your host, Monica. I have with me Werner. He's a past podcast guest. We got Brady and Tulay. Is that right?
Yep.
All right, she's joining these guys. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Very good. Thank you. How are
Yeah,
you?
we've had some very interesting pre-podcast conversations. So I think we'll start with one of them, the cheese pretzels. What's that about?
Yeah, I mean,
No, I went to the Aldi to get some food, and I picked up a Casey pretzel, a cheese pretzel, because we're in Germany, and I figured I might as well eat it during the podcast. And then my BFF over here decided to lecture me about how I was being unhealthy and we not representing the right thing on a podcast. It's called the Health Chase, but I mean,
What's wrong with the pretzels?
ask him. Don't ask me.
let's call it a treat.
It's what?
In his mind, that's like eating a piece of candy.
No,
Cheese pretzels?
it's calories.
He can't. He literally he eats like nuts, twigs.
That's not fucking true.
Did you?
I'll have to
You
bleep it
said
out.
it, didn't you?
Shit.
So he's in. His girlfriend has laid the law down with him, and he's not allowed to curse.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So we do our best to push him to his limits.
I messed it up twice now.
So he'll be punished
Stop it.
properly when he gets home. Yeah, no, he was just it's Werner. Werner is super healthy with his diet. He's very good with his diet, and because of his disease, and he judges everybody else.
No,
He's a
that's not
judgy
true.
judger.
No, that's not true. I just like
Let's
just
talk about
take care.
let's talk about that again for a second. Let's remind
Yeah.
people what disease is that?
Yeah, it's ulcerative colitis. What is it? Chronic
Ulcerative colitis.
and yeah. I mean, my diet is healthy for sure, and he is right with it. But I also, because of please stop, please. It was annoying, dude. So because I'm also an athlete, or trying to be an athlete, I eat, let's say, also unhealthy stuff. I just need calories sometimes with, for example, we had croissants today. The one where you can,
You should say croissant.
croissant, and we filled it with the Kinder Chocolate. And it was pretty delicious. It was good, but for me, it was just calories sometimes to fill it up to get all my calories I need. The problem with that, if it's getting too much, then I mess up my gut, and I feel that because of the amount of food where I have to eat sometimes.
Yeah, and what you have to take in for calorie wise.
Kinder chocolate is chocolate.
Yeah.
So
Don't worry, Werner.
If all of you don't remember, Werner said he had ulcerative colitis, and in the past podcast interview, we talked about this because I have Crohn's disease, so we have a lot in common, and we kind of know each other's situation, sort of, without actually knowing each other's situation. We're familiar with ulcerative colitis and Crohn's; they're a lot alike. So we'll be talking some more about that. Maybe not in this episode, but in some other episodes, we'll see where this one goes because there's no telling with these guys. So, where are the cheese pretzels? Do you have a picture you can show us where, like,
I
the
ate
package?
it.
he ate it.
I ate
Oh,
it.
it's an actual like a big cheese pretzel. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was like a normal.
It's the normal size. We have like the big
Like we get at
pretzel on Oktoberfest or Volksfest.
Okay,
Like
so it's not like a bag. It's not a bag of cheese pretzels. It's more like the kind we get at the mall here, the big ones.
I was thinking that's right.
Just come in a regular bag.
Yeah, and you can get the salt on them and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
You also can buy
So, Brady, you're
Yes.
drinking on the podcast. What are you drinking?
Oh, uh, I brought it. So in Germany, I figured I'd bring up the beer stein. This is my
Yeah.
Bundesliga beer stein. Pretty old. And then I have a can of the Athletic Brewing Hazy IPA, non-alcoholic, because I wasn't going to be rude. And I didn't want to listen to Werner lecturing me, but I know he's already going to lecture me for drinking anything other than water. So.
No, I said it's isotonic, so it's pretty good. But how you drink it is
There's that. Yeah.
So yeah,
Excuse me. Okay.
I figured it'd be the expected thing to do since I'm sitting in Germany and you're an American, and what's better than a pretzel? That's a normal German meal anyway. Am I
You're
wrong?
gonna say beer and pretzel, right? Beer and
Yeah,
pretzel.
I don't know.
What's a German breakfast?
That's true. So we can talk about that. I think it's interesting, a little cultural things. I don't know if we talked about German food last time. Because I'm not doing well with German foods. I also don't like it that much. I like pretzels.
Yeah.
But a typical German breakfast, especially in Bavaria, would be Weisswurst, so
White sausage.
with
Okay.
a sweet mustard and a beer and a pretzel.
And a pretzel.
That's a typical Bavarian breakfast, I would say. It's not German breakfast. A normal German breakfast is normal buns,
Yeah.
with cheese, ham, stuff like that, marmalade, or jelly.
What are buns? Biscuits?
Oh, it's like a bread.
Not
Yeah.
biscuit, but
It's like rolls.
yeah, more
Okay.
yeah, more like a bread roll,
Yeah.
a sandwich roll, but it's like a bakery bread.
Yep.
Okay.
Not a biscuit.
Not a biscuit. More like a Hawaiian roll or something like that, just bigger.
Yeah, more like kind of a hamburger bun, but harder.
Not brioche.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I couldn't think of the name of it. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
But in Bavaria, like it's pretty typical, like to see. Like I work with a lot of Germans, and a lot of times they're breakfast. They're just bringing in a fresh pretzel from the bakery.
And a beer.
No. Well, I mean, I can't speak so much for out off the military base, but on post, like, yeah, that's
It's not allowed.
not allowed. So
That's
or
probably a
frowned
good thing.
upon, however you want to think of it. But I mean, even like one of the things you get used to is like a Sunday morning if the cafe's open. Because here, like in the summer, like everything's open air cafes, and it's like 8, 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and you see the older people sitting at the cafe and just a liter of beer and eating a pretzel, and
It's so like this on Sundays. There's a word for it. It's called Frühschoppen, what means like how can I translate that? Early eating. And this is like my dad is doing it too with friends. They just meet every Sunday and have Weisswurst and pretzel and sweet mustard and beer. It's typical.
and vice versa is really good. Like it's I mean Werner doesn't like it, but it's really good. It's just like a white sausage link. It has like herbs inside of it,
Right.
and then you eat it with a sweet mustard. It's very traditional, so very good.
Nice.
Also, where you are in Bavaria dictates how you eat it per se.
Yeah, there are different ways. Because it's in a how you call that the skin.
Sausage links come in a casing,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and that's like
Like a
yeah, it's how you eat it all dictates like how you eat it out of the casing and stuff. And like in Munich, and I forget the German word for
Tutel.
Zutzel.
Yeah,
Like
so you suck it out.
you suck it
of
out of the
it.
casing.
The other one you cut it in half.
Sorry.
It's
They're
tradition.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I could be a
tradition.
15-year-old boy sometimes. You know that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
We all can. We hope Werner can age sometime and stop being a 15-year-old boy.
Oh, it's important. I'm diagnosed ADHD.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting in like Germany alone, but especially here in Bavaria, like every, I don't want to say every town, but like every small city and above, they have their own like recipe for sausages. And like we're close to the city of Nuremberg, like maybe about 45 minutes away, and
Oh, I would.
the Nuremberg
wouldn't-
sausage is different from the sausage
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Shape
What kind
and
of sausage is it?
Like we have
Is it-
Nuremberg.
What type of meat?
what's that?
What type of meat is it? Chicken?
Sausage.
Okay.
Sausage.
Well, I know you said sausage, but we make sausage out of deer here, so.
Well, yeah.
But
Yeah. So
I have known people to make chicken sausage too. That's,
yeah.
to me, that's not sausage. That's like saying turkey bacon. By definition, bacon comes from pork, so that's not. Which me and my affinity for bacon, so I mean, there's no such thing as turkey bacon. Don't Werner, don't lecture me, but there's no such thing as turkey bacon.
Monica loves
Period.
bacon.
That's my favorite food in the whole wide world.
Probably
I was up
like,
till 10:30 last night cooking bacon so I could have it this morning. Of course, I ate a lot of it.
probably have a bacon scented candle. Werner is very big in the candles. We
Are you?
actually the other day, like we spent our lunchtime at work
looking for candles.
looking for candles and smelling them so we could get some candles. Because we're in touch with our sexuality and
That's what a real man do.
that's what we do. We have no problem. Like, but then the problem is Werner goes too far. Like Werner has to talk about his underwear. He's got a new type of underwear that he likes. And he knows I hate talking about his underwear. It's like we're in public and he wants to talk about his underwear.
I just told him I found a new underwear brand.
It's very good. It's a big deal in his life. He even gave me some underwear not too long ago. I don't know
What kind?
before.
It's not worn before. They were brand new.
And I had to take them. He's like, here's some underwear at random. Like, here, buddy, here's some underwear because that's what dudes do. Hey, buddy, here's some free underwear.
I'm straight out. I have no.
The underwear is size small. I look at it and said, I don't wear a small. He's like, no, these are a big small. You'll be fine.
It's born. So the brand is Born Primitive. For someone who wants to know it, Born Primitive is a pretty good brand. I own a lot of joggers from them. The joggers are very comfortable. It's for real. If you're looking for sports clothes, I can recommend it.
Yeah.
What'd you say before we started the podcast, Brady? That this could go everywhere and nowhere at the same
It'll
time.
go everywhere but nowhere at the same time, which is a good and a bad thing. So, yeah,
I was not expecting to talk about Werner's underwear on this podcast.
But underwear is important to health. Like, I mean,
It is.
The new brand is Dixon. I can say it.
Dixon.
And they are soft.
That is a great name for men's underwear.
Yeah, it's yeah. So, well, sometimes it's good to have podcasts like these. Just sit around and have fun. Like,
yeah.
don't always have to have.
I needed this morning. I can tell you that.
We can't always sit around and talk about Werner's gut.
I'm wondering, Tulay, what do you think about all this?
That's the way they are all the time. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's pure comedy, huh?
That's what they talk about.
Tulay's one of our
Underwear.
CrossFitters, and she works on the base. She works at the base gym. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, she's very big.
Nice.
And
What?
Instagram. She likes to post
Instagram
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she's not recording you guys right now.
Unlike you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm recording it. I'll send it to you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Works for us. What's going on back there?
Not much. I mean, work.
Yeah.
work,
What do you-
mom, and you know how that goes. Um, I'm curious though, Werner, you said you're 47th in Germany, correct?
Now,
Say yes.
Yes.
You got to say something. It's a podcast. You have to speak.
He's the one. He looked at me.
I know he's looking at Brady. For those of you that can't or not watching it, he's looking at Brady, like waiting for Brady to tell him what to say. No, just go ahead. You're 47th in Germany, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us what that means?
Wait, say again?
Can you tell us what that means? You're
A
47th in
competition?
Germany.
Okay.
The CrossFit Open, you mean?
Mhm.
So every year in CrossFit, so let's say the CrossFit Games, where is like the Ultimate Championship, where let's say the World Championship, where they crown the fittest on earth. The season starts with the Open. So every athlete has to participate on the Opens, and then it goes on to the quarterfinals and semifinals, and who is fit enough and is in this 0.00 something 1% makes it to the games. But all starts with the Open, and this is always something what I would say it's kind of a celebration in the CrossFit world in all the boxes, because like it's everyone can do it. So we can scale the workout as we said, like last time. We can do so we have the RX athletes, we do have the scaled athletes, foundations, where is the weight or the movements are scaled so everyone can participate, and you do it in the box, like we did it last night, we called Friday Night Lights, and we just celebrating our sport with this little kind of competition for a lot of people. It is so we cheer us up, and like a lot of people getting their first muscle up, for example. So it's called the Open Magic, um, and it's kind of like, even if we are not making it to the games, it's still something what brings the community together. What is kind of like the heart of like CrossFit, because this is how everything starts with the Open. Everything is doing the workout, and even the athletes were making it to the games, doing the workouts, and then you see the scores, and like the announcement is always Thursday night or Thursday evening, and they uh they have they have CrossFit athlete games athletes there, and they doing the workout. It looks so easy, and you think, okay, I can do that. Maybe it took me 1 minute longer or something, but then you actually do the workout and you see, oh, they're pretty fit. So it's always a fun event, and also the workouts are challenging, and for people who never participate in a competition or something, it's a start, and they might get their first muscle up, or they might get their one rep max, a new heavy clean or thruster. I think last year was a thruster, right? So it's always a fun event in every CrossFit box.
Nice. Well, it kind of help you gauge your fitness level, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See
everything.
what you need to work
everything
on.
you do, everything. So, as far as the Open is it's an online competition throughout all of CrossFit. This year it's 3 workouts. One workout drops every week. Then you do the workout in your box. You're judged. You're scored. You turn the workout in, and then you're basically everybody in the worldwide is competing against each other. And then of that group, X% will go to quarterfinals, then semifinals, and then the CrossFit Games, which will be like the top 40 athletes over like about a 3 to 4 month process. But it's very tradition. It's community driven for us. We have a lot of fun with it in the box. We do Friday night lights, so workouts drop on Thursday, and Friday night is dedicated to just doing the workouts, having fun, celebrating afterwards, and getting as many people through it. Right now, Werner is he was excited today because he's number 47 in Germany, because you can go by country,
I think not anymore.
you could go by box, you could go worldwide. But he definitely put up a very good score on the first workout, but again, it's a workout that plays to his strengths. So it's, that's the thing, is you'll have a good one. The first one may have a good one. The second one, you don't know what's coming. So you have to always prepare for the unknown and try to figure it out. But
that's what I think CrossFit is like. You have to be very outbalanced. For me, I'm not like a massive guy. Always when it comes to heavy barbell stuff, heavy weights, that's hard for me. But when it comes to endurance or the gymnastics part, this is always a win for me, where I can collect points. This is like in CrossFit, if we have people who are really heavy lifters, but then they're not good in conditioning or endurance stuff, like that gets on a rower or jump rope and they have to run or whatever. Others like me, who are like smaller athletes, or not that heavy, I'm better in gymnastics, I'm better in endurance stuff, but when it comes to heavyweight, that slows me down. So you have to outbalance a little bit your strengths or your weaknesses.
in CrossFit, you have 3 modalities. You have weightlifting, you have gymnastics, you have monostructural movements. And that's kind of what he's getting after is it's some days you'll see workouts that are just a straight weightlifting type workout. Some days you'll see weightlifting gymnastics. You might see a total gymnastics. You may see a weightlifting gymnastics monostructural workout. And you tend to play to your strength, especially in a competition piece, where it's just trying to outthink. If you're not good at gymnastics, or you're not proficient at walking on your hands or doing whatever, you just figure out where you have to finish to keep in the race to win. And it's definitely last night's workout of a moderate weight on dumbbell snatches and burpees over a dumbbell that's a Werner workout all day long. So
yeah.
Well, Brady's going to make fun of you regardless. So anyway, congratulations on being 47th in Germany. That's a pretty big accomplishment, I'm sure.
I don't make fun of him.
For now.
You do.
I would drop because there are
He makes fun of me.
Is it 2 more days? People
It's
can
Monday.
submit their scores.
Yeah,
to Monday.
you have like a week to do the workout and submit your stuff.
See.
But it's like the traditional, like every box is doing it. The box is back in Dothan, CrossFit Embrace, not FXT, because Artisan's no longer a CrossFit. They're just, I think you told me they dropped the affiliation.
I don't remember. Whoever I talked to it was,
Yeah, but all of them, like, they're doing the same thing. It's the Instagram box is all about 24.1 right now, so it's open season. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you keep saying Friday Night Lights. You know what I think of when you say Friday Night Lights? Football, not soccer. Football.
Yeah.
It's not the same as football in Germany. Yeah.
I like football.
It's a term that's been coined in CrossFit the last probably like 5-6 years, maybe even longer, and it's just something they use. It's kind of just been traditional, but yeah, it's. I agree with you. Like when you initially hear it, and if you don't know it, like especially if you're outside the CrossFit community, you automatically think of football.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're from Texas.
I have been to a couple of CrossFit classes, and I really enjoyed myself. I don't know. I don't remember if I told you or not, but I'm now a certified personal trainer at one of the gyms here,
Yeah,
and I'll start a boot camp Tuesday.
at the athletic
it
club,
starts.
right?
Yeah,
You're
and then
Joseph?
Tuesday the boot camp starts for this is Empower boot camp. So we'll be doing that at Westgate. So that'll be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And
there's
that's
a lot of people just joined. Huh?
that's not a bad gym either, but I mean it's kind of a middle ground of like I know they got the functional fitness area back there, and then they got the main gym, which is pretty nice. So
Mm-hmm. It used to be a Gold's gym, so
yeah, a
I
long
think it's
time.
all of the same equipment and everything is still in there. I think they bought them out. So
Yeah, it hadn't. Man, I remember when I think it was a Gold Gym when I went to flight school.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, a while back. And we have a couple of big box gyms here too. Like we have Crunch and Planet Fitness, and they're always so packed that I'd rather be at a smaller gym for some reason. I don't know. I just like that better. I'm not into the
I
whole
worked at.
going to the gym to see 50,000 other people.
I coached a couple classes at Crunch. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, you told me about that. Like
Yeah,
hit classes.
it's a different way when you got the big corporate type gyms and how they do
Mhm.
things. So it is what it is. I mean, it works for them. It gets after a certain demographic.
Yeah, it does. And so does Planet Fitness with their $10 a month membership. And I think they
Yeah.
do that because it's so cheap that when people join, they've probably got thousands of members here, but people just don't ever cancel it because it's $10 a month. So maybe I'll go back, maybe I won't. But I mean, they're
Yeah.
making a killing. And then let's go work out. I mean, I'm not trying to badmouth anybody, so don't sue me for libel or anything like that. But they do
No,
that, and then they bring in pizza. 'Cause everything I'm saying is true. I mean, they charge you $10 a month for a membership for you to go in there and work out, and then they bring in pizza some nights.
pizza sounds good right now.
Yeah.
No, I think if that's your thing, like if the Globo Gym is your thing and that's your thing, because at the end of the day, like at least you're out and moving and doing something, which is better than most people. But yeah, like
Sitting home.
yeah, I just can't. I've been in CrossFit boxes for so long now. Like I'm just not other than getting some accessory work in. Like it's just not my thing anymore. It not like not part of my fitness journey and not really where my body wants to be. It's not like 16 to like, I don't know, 25 when it like even playing sports, like all you did was go and just squat and bench press and
Mhm.
push heavy weights. So I'd rather do functional fitness. It keeps my joints better and yeah, allows me to eat cheese pretzels.
Right.
And drink beer.
We were going to have pizza last night, but
No sandwiches.
we had the sandwiches instead. Yeah, we had the sandwich. There's a pizza shop here called Kontiki, which is kind of a little counterintuitive on the name, right? But they do pizza and they do like sandwiches, like the long in America we call it like the long submarine sandwiches or whatever. And they have some really really good sandwiches.
Oh yeah. One of the common bird and the pretzel bears.
Yeah,
Bears.
yeah, they're it's not like they're meatball and mozzarella sandwiches. They're uh, the Camembert one.
Yeah,
They have a Bayerisch one, a Bavarian one, which is like
that's the bird.
cheese, pickles, and liverwurst.
Leberwurst?
Liverwurst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Liver sausage.
yeah, yeah. It's really good. Like he doesn't like leberkäse.
No,
He
not
doesn't like
leberkäse.
liverwurst though. Liverwurst. It's actually really good.
Leberkäse.
Well, yeah, liverwurst with cheese on it. Leberkäse. Yeah,
I'm not sure if I would like that either, but
it's actually really good. Don't.
I understand if people like it, so it's fine.
He doesn't even eat schnitzel.
I do eat schnitzel, but not that often.
Schnitzel is good.
Schnitzel is good, but
From
if
Schnitzel Stands,
yeah,
Schnitzel Deluxe.
not anymore, not anymore. Since the old owner is
Yeah.
years ago. I haven't been there.
We were having fun and you had to bring up death.
It is what it is. The owner. He was good. He was a pretty good man.
Next question. Give it to Tulay so she could be part of this.
Hey, Tulay, what's your food and nutrition look like?
What's my nutrition look like?
What's your
Fish.
diet look like? Yeah.
I don't eat out unless I'm meeting like friends every now and then, like maybe once a month or so. And then I cook everything in my house, so I know what I'm eating. Like it will be always lean meat, some vegetables, and then some carbs, but good carbs. There's good carbs and bad carbs. And some either nuts or
I just eat
avocado, like good fats too. And I do when I crave something, I go eat it, but I work hard for it first. So I go kill myself at the gym and then I go get it.
Right.
So yeah, I go like work out really good, and then I know I don't feel like I don't feel how you say guilty, yeah.
Nice.
That's how I eat. I don't like. It's not like
She likes baklava.
yeah. Sometimes
From Turkey. She's Turkish.
macro is good.
Yeah.
Good thing. So I love it, but I don't eat it like every day, you know. Sometimes. But yeah, like as long as you eat healthy, let's say 6 days a week, you can go cheat one day. Just go have like whatever you're craving. That's what I do basically. I eat healthy 6 days and then go on the 7th day, I go have a meal that I'm really craving for. Like it's either like piece of cake or go get a pizza from somewhere, whatever I feel like. So basically.
That's cool. Like
Yeah.
I've talked about this before because I'm only gonna bring it up because I heard you say it, but you know, we talk about cheating and we have a cheat day or a cheat meal or something like that. And I tell people that I'm working with, don't call it a cheat because cheating
Right.
sounds it has a negative connotation to it.
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
so I call it treats.
A treat.
So,
There you go.
treat day.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have a treat day because it's not something you
It's
do all the
also-
time. So it's not something you do all the time. So just call it a
Makes sense.
treat. It's yeah, instead of a cheat. Then it doesn't sound like you don't have to really feel too guilty about it
Mm,
because I mean we are human, so we
Yeah,
do have food cravings and stuff like that. So that I don't know, maybe that'll help. I know it helps some of the people I work with not to call it cheating, call it treating.
It's
treat day.
so what? Yeah, ice cream. No, I think you can treat yourself every day. It's not just one day in the week.
Mhm.
Because when we talk about like diet and people think about like it's something what you do for a period of time, like I don't know, it's 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and you hunger yourself down. It's a bad association, but I think my diet is just how I eat. It's my nutrition,
Exactly.
my lifestyle kind of. So it for me it doesn't make sense to let's say if you're not in fight sport or weightlifting has the same with weight classes where you have to make a diet to get on a certain weight. What you do, I'm pretty sure you do the same with your clients. You show them how to eat the right things and how much of it to get a better feeling on what you should eat because she said good or bad carbs in the end what it comes down for me because I said I eat some cake, I eat ice cream or whatever just to get on the calories.
Mhm.
I see it sometimes it's just fuel. But
Your body.
it's to fuel my body and to get what I need.
Everybody's different, but
Yeah, I know everybody is different,
You
but
need
no,
4,000.
It-
I need 2,000.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, but you can eat to get on your 2,000 calories.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm getting less than you, that's the problem.
That's the thing. Then you have to like. Then you have to look at it
It's unfair.
different. But but I'm really focused on kind of two things. It is protein and fibers, and as long as I get all my protein and all my fiber intake, and I you would, because you never would have a problem to getting your carbs and your fats for most people if you're not having some yeah, psychological issues, whatever, unhealthy relationship with food.
You're
You
giving
never-
me an unhealthy relationship with food.
Because I never call you fat, I just talk around it.
I am glad you said that about protein though, because that's what I'm really pushing right now. I have
Right.
a lot of women that
Yep.
I'm working with, excuse me, and they're so concerned about losing weight. They don't understand that it's not necessarily the weight that you need to lose, it's the fat. And in order to lose the fat, you need to gain muscle. And in order to gain muscle, you have to up your protein intake. Because some of these women are like, well, I eat chicken and eggs. Well, how much chicken and eggs do you eat? Because if you want to be 120 pounds, you need to eat 120 grams of protein a day.
Right.
And that doesn't mean 120 grams of chicken, because 120 grams of chicken is not 120 grams of protein. That's what they don't understand that. So I
Right.
push the fitness and the nutrition apps, check if you got to punch it in there to see how many grams of protein it is. Do that. If you have to supplement with a protein shake, do that. Are protein shakes the healthiest option? No, but they will up your protein.
Right, right. And actually, if you look at like how much food or how much, if you look at the protein you need and then how much food it actually is, then they see, oh, I don't have to starve myself or something because it's a
Right.
lot.
That's a lot of food.
It's a lot of food.
It is. And for me, it's hard to get the amount of protein that I need for me, because I
It
eat,
is.
and I eat like I'm pretty much, Brady can probably say, I'm pretty much in a state of steady grazing is what I do. Like I eat all day, which I know is probably not good for me because it just keeps my blood sugar up. But for me, it can be good because I can't eat a whole lot at a time. With my Crohn's, it'll make me sick if I eat too much at one time. And
Eat smaller
that's-
portions during the day.
yeah,
Yep.
really small. Yeah. And now when I'm hungry, I eat. I treat myself when I'm hungry. And that's what I tell these women too. Like, if you're craving French fries, go get some French fries. But don't get the big, huge one from McDonald's. Just get like get the smallest one they have. You don't have to eat the biggest one. Just
I
because
heard
after the first
something-
couple of bites, like
Why did
after
you
the
go to
first couple of,
McDonald's when you could go to Arby's and get curly fries?
oh yeah, with the cheese. Yeah.
Oh, the curly
But-
fries are better.
Curly fries.
Yeah,
are
those are
better.
good. Yeah. My point
What I-
my point was that like after the first few bites, they're not going to be that good anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once you get that dopamine hit from the first couple of bites of whatever it is you're craving, the rest of it's not going to be that good anyway,
Yeah.
except for bacon. I mean,
But bacon's
except bacon.
bacon is awesome.
Yeah, bacon is bacon. I mean, come on, man,
Bacon.
bacon's bacon.
Man, bacon is great.
I've even been known to eat burnt bacon before, so I mean, don't judge me. But
No, burnt bacon is awesome. Like I love burnt, like hard crispy bacon.
yeah,
Or burnt.
almost burnt.
It's still bacon.
Exactly. That was my point.
Exactly, it's still bacon.
Bacon is bacon, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You can hear me coughing and like sneezing and stuff like that, and I apologize, but we talked about the weather earlier. It's been crazy here. Like for those of you listening, I'm in South Alabama, and which is in the US. And the weather here, well, some people, if they're from Germany, they might not know where Alabama is. So chill out.
Dothan, Alabama.
Dothan, Alabama. Yeah.
Go first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah, and it's from Foley, Alabama. It's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Around Mobile. Yep. That's the other end of the state. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're
I've been in that area, Mobile, Pensacola, and then Foley.
She does
yeah.
the aerial pretty.
nice.
It's
Our
a good
weather.
spot to be. So
Mm.
you got the beaches there.
Yeah. We
We
do
don't
have
have,
some really pretty beaches here, and we're just like about maybe an hour and a half away from Panama City Beach, which is everybody talks about Panama City Beach and all. So it's really pretty. It's one of my favorite places to go. And our weather here right now, my eyes are poofy and I'm coughing, and it's it was in the 80s last week, right at low 80, and then this week it's been in the 50s during the daytime, and the wind's been blowing like crazy, and we have all these trees blooming and everything else because the weather was warming up, so we have all this pollen
yeah, you got allergies.
going around. Yeah, and once the weather evens back out and we're on an even keel, because it'll be, we talked about this before, it'll be over like 100 degrees here with 110% humidity or something like that. It's crazy. It's really hot, really sticky. You walk outside and you feel like you're breathing hot water, and you're in a sauna. So we stay inside a lot during the summertime unless we're in a pool or at the beach or something like that.
Even
Excuse
the
me.
pools can get miserable.
You can, especially if
Yeah.
there's no shade. So
Yeah.
but it's the weather that we're used to, and a lot of people up north, like they make fun of us for closing everything down if it snows, but that's what they're used to, and we're not prepared for it. And then when they get hot like we get hot, they are definitely not prepared for that. So we just turn around and make fun of them for that. Well, you can't handle the heat. So yeah, but it's crazy how the weather we can have. We don't have 4 seasons here. We basically have two, and one of them lasts for a few weeks, and that's it.
Yeah.
But then
I
some
think-
days we can have four different seasons twice already in one day. So cold,
I think
hot,
a little
warm,
bit of
nice.
all, but it's not. I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
In
Like
Germany, you can everything on one day.
you have a really
Yeah.
long summer, a really short winter, and I think there is a small, like, around that late September, November timeframe, like you have a small transition into the winter where like
Mhm.
the temperatures are mild, but they're not really cold yet. So yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah, and we'll have our windows up and things like that. And it's nice to eat outside and all that
Yeah.
good stuff. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, like, talking to people here about like in the summer, you're just not in Alabama. You're not going to sit in your backyard on a summer night at like 6, 7 o'clock at night because it's hot. The bugs are out. Like, it just gets miserable.
Oh, I killed a mosquito in the house the other night.
And and mosquitoes love to get in the houses.
Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah. So
And they're so aggravating. And we have ladybugs too. Ladybugs are everywhere. Ladybugs, and what are those? The orange ones, the Asian biting beetle or whatever they are. They're
yeah.
everywhere. And you can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
Like, you almost feel guilty trying to get rid of a ladybug because they're supposed to be good luck, right? No, they're aggravating.
They bite
And
you.
mosquitoes, yeah, they do. And mosquitoes and gnats. Gnats are the worst.
Gnats are the worst.
Oh, I hate gnats. You
And
can't go outside because that's the bugs.
And I hate the best thing for gnats is like, well, unless you can wear all the smelly stuff, is like no gnats, the spray
Mhm.
they the gas station, but I don't like the consistency, that oily substance on me.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
actually
used to use.
last year did really well at the house before I moved back over. Like when I redid the landscaping and stuff, I planted 2 pots on our front porch and had like each pot had marigolds, lavender, and
Lemongrass, maybe.
no, marigolds, lavender, and I'll look it up. But 3 plants that I had looked up online that were good for gnats and mosquitoes, and like it wasn't that bad on our front porch. I mean, I didn't have to deal with gnats and mosquitoes. I just had to deal with, I don't know, the black widows, the brown widows, and every other thing that tries to kill you in Lower Alabama. But
Right. Snake.
to include your neighbors,
Yeah.
yeah, snakes, yeah.
Yeah. My neighbor told me the other day, he's like, I just wanted to let you know to be careful around here. I saw a snake out here the other day. I was like, was it just a little black snake? And he said, well, it wasn't little. It was about 4 or 5 feet long. I was like, okay, was it just a black snake? He said, nah, it was kind of brown. Like, he's like, what kind of snake was it? Should I be
know.
worried? Like, should I be worried?
Was it a
I had a child too,
rattlesnake?
you know.
Was
So.
it a cottonmouth? Was it,
Right.
which one was it? So when I get no, a couple of years ago we found a pretty big rattlesnake in our neighborhood over. I think I told you I lived over behind near Providence School,
Mhm.
and the Bethlehem Church, and yeah, it is. I had a picture of it for a long time. It was a pretty snake, honestly, but it is one of the bigger rattlesnakes I've seen down there. It's like crap.
You know, last summer I came across over by the driveway. There was a skin where a snake had shed,
Yeah,
and I measured it, and it was over 6 foot long. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yay!" Which I'm not scared of snakes, but they do. If I see one and I'm not expecting it, it startles me.
I'm not.
And
I'm not afraid of them. The only time that I don't, I respect them, but I do not like snakes in the water. It's that's I could do snakes on the plane, snakes on land, but snakes in the water is yeah. I don't like snakes in the water. So, but
well,
I also
I
don't
don't.
like alligators in the water either.
Yeah. Well, I don't like snakes at all, but they don't generally scare me. Like I've held them, that kind of thing. And
The
one of the
spiders.
guys that I had dated in the past was breeding snakes, and it was he had a 15 foot long python. This thing was huge,
Yeah,
and he takes it out. He kept it in a big freezer, big huge freezer, like a chest freezer with a homemade top on it with a lock. He took it out to clean the thing and told me to stand here with a pitchfork in front of it. I'm like, what am I supposed to do if this thing comes at me? I'm dead. This thing is huge, and they're strong. And I mean,
yes.
excuse me. Um, but yeah, so I don't really,
If you
they're not my favorite. I used to
a
aggravate
little,
my mom and tell her I wanted a pet boa constrictor, but she forbade
yeah.
it. So yeah,
A little
never
known
happened.
secret about Werner is he is deathly afraid of spiders.
Yeah, I hate spiders.
It's awesome.
The thing is that it's like if my girlfriend would say, "Hey, can you kill a spider for me?" I would have no problem. I'm not, then everything, my fear is completely gone. But if like I would sit here and the spider would fall down, I would cry like a baby. I was
awesome.
What
screaming.
about, do you guys, we have those little hoppy spiders. I don't know what they call them, but they hop everywhere. You've seen those here, I'm sure.
Oh my god.
Have you,
No.
the gray ones with like the black on the back of them? Brady, you've never seen
Oh
them here?
yeah.
Yeah, and they don't really, I mean, they will walk and they'll crawl,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, but they hop, and it's like, those are the hardest things to kill. They're the hardest ones to kill. And I used to tell people, don't kill the spiders. don't kill the spiders, because
Where's the
best?
best?
The best thing to do to Werner is like every night, like before he leaves the gym, like I tell him goodbye and then I tell him I hope a spider crawls into his bed. And he's like a little 5-year-old girl freaked out. It's
Stop saying that.
Yeah.
Because
it gets
the thing is that it's since I'm a child, like
you're still a child.
in all the rooms in our house, like all the spiders were always in my room, and it's still. I don't
How
know
many
why.
spiders have you? How many spiders have you
28 years
swallowed in
old
your
and this is
sleep?
what you get. 28.
What?
Spiders, but we have this, and they call Winkelspinne, was translated in corner spider, because they were like to crawl in corners and like crawl under your carpets and all that stuff. But they were big. I mean, you guys, I know in Alabama there were other spiders, but like let's say the biggest where I saw was this compared to my hand. I don't know if you can see that. So, and they can bite. It's not, there's no venom, but they are aggressive. And they're always in my room. And the problem is they might not do anything, but if I see them and they crawl under my, I don't know, closet or whatever, I can't sleep. So I have to remove everything at night in my room, find the spider. And kill it. It's not fun. I don't have the problem to kill it, but this is hard.
I'm sorry, like that goal.
Don't be sorry, it's fun.
It's
Have
fun.
you ever heard the saying, if you wish to live and thrive, let a spider run alive? So they can do it, just not in your room, right?
Right,
Not in
exactly.
the house.
Right.
Not in
Right.
the house. Okay.
The thing is, like, I know, they say, like, if a spider is in your room, that means the climate in your room is good, it's healthy. But it's still, I rather would have an unhealthy climate in my room and have a fine
Climate.
climate. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
And I also know they eat bugs and all that stuff. So they have a reason for being there. But
Because you have bugs in your room.
no,
Well, you don't have bugs in your room if you have spiders in your room because they've eaten
Yeah.
your bugs.
yeah. Oh.
But that's one thing I was going to ask though. Would you rather have the spiders or the other bugs? Because roaches, I hate roaches. Like roaches
We
just give me
we don't have them.
We don't have.
roaches
No,
give me the heebie-jeebies. I
Where's
don't
the-
like roaches.
Werner's right. Like probably the worst bug that you have in Germany is a spider.
But I read something
But no
about it that
roaches.
in Germany is now we have a spider with venom. So actually they can hurt you. But I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But
He's
Dorothea,
gonna be
so
looking for it tonight though.
someone in CrossFit Parks, she was bit by a spider, and her whole leg was swollen afterwards, and she was completely sick. So she was bitten. So we have a yeah, I don't want to say dangerous, but yeah, actually it is kind of dangerous. She was really sick afterwards.
It's even like the snakes here. Germany has one venomous snake. The Eastern or the European adder, ADDER, also known as the
Kreuzotter.
Kreuzadder.
Yeah, they have a cross on the back. That's why they call it cross otter.
They're very rare. Like you don't even think about it when you walk in the woods because seeing one is like
It's rare. It's
It's-
barely.
they're small
So-
and they're very they're non-aggressive. Like they will shy away from human beings. So yeah, as far as insects, like honestly, the worst insect in Germany is mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in the summer the mosquitoes are bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's our
mosquitoes.
state bird.
and bees.
Not bees. Bees are not
Hornets.
aggressive.
Hornets.
It's the hornets.
Yeah.
They are more aggressive.
I got stung when I first got here in 2017, when I was still in the army. When I was flying, we flew down to Laupine. There's a German base down there because we're gonna Laupine, the German base down there is really close to the Austrian-German border and the start of the Alps, and we were gonna do training up in the mountains with our helicopters. And I had read about one type of hornet they have here. It's called the English hornet.
Mhm.
And I didn't think anything of it. And as I was getting back in the aircraft, I felt something in my blouse, and it was an English
In your
hornet
what?
in my blouse, in my
Your shirt,
the top
Brady.
of my flight suit, my shirt, right?
Men don't wear blouses.
So the military uniform is trousers and blouse.
Okay.
They
It's blues, I think.
so trousers and blouse, but yeah, like they're like
That's
like
why I said it was like, oh,
they're pretty big, but like it stung me like in my like the bottom part of my oblique. And I think that flight back here maybe like I think it was about 90 minutes. By the time we got back here, like I was in so much pain. And my
Oh, yeah.
whole from my oblique up to my chest, into my shoulder, like all the muscles were spasming, and I was in a lot of pain. I had to go to the doctor the next day. Those
And what
things,
kind of sting was that again?
English hornet sting. And I've never been stung by a hornet. Like growing up in Ohio, I've been stung by wasps. I hate wasps. And bees, but I've never been stung by a hornet. I've seen hornets' nests, but they bring the pain. It's not.
It's
So, you know, we have those here too, but we also have yellow jackets.
Yeah, those are bad.
And those burrow into the ground. So
Yeah.
that those can be really difficult. Like when you're trying to garden and stuff and you pull something out of the ground and they'll pop you. I've had that happen to me before.
I got into a wasp nest at the house a couple years ago when I was mowing my backyard, and they had built a nest like in the wood, like where the post is, and there's like probably like an inch between the wood slats, and like because we just use a push mower because our backyard, we live in a suburb, so it's pretty small, and like I was turning the mower around, and I felt like I felt something on my calf, and I looked down, and there was like 5 wasps, like on from my calf and my hamstring, and it just felt like somebody like slapped the back of my leg. It's just it sucks when they sting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a couple more got me too. Of course, I called my wife, and she didn't seem to really care, and I was like, well, in case I called you, so don't worry about me. I don't think I'm allergic to wasps, but I would rather be stung by a bee than stung by like a wasp or like a hornet, because those are 2 different pain compared. And yeah, so well, that's my story.
So okay. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Werner, I hope you go home, there's a spider in your bed.
Stop saying that. Out of my bed.
Leave him alone.
Oh, it's his girlfriend's bed.
Excuse me.
Sorry. I hope there's a spider in your girlfriend's bed.
No.
Don't do that to her.
Okay.
No. Like, so when you walk in the woods, you're not worried about snakes, but do you look for spiders?
No. Nope.
No. I was behind our house, like as a child, I was always in the wood because right behind our house is just wood. So I was used to it, like walking into the woods, Murphy, whatever. I never was scared about spiders. I think it started later in my youth.
I've never really
But
been over here, never think about it.
yeah, but you don't see it in the woods. You see it to actually see more in your homes.
Yeah, I see more cobwebs in my house than I
Yeah.
see in the woods. I live in a really old German house.
Yeah, you have a grave in your
I do not have a.
It's a grave in your basement.
I
You never wake up the ghost.
have a traditional. I have a traditional German food cellar. I live in a very old house.
What he means, it's a grave. If you
What?
go in the basement, it looks like a grave.
I'll send you a
A
video.
grave?
But it's the basement is an old cobblestone food cellar grave. I'm pretty sure there's been dead people down there. It's not a problem, but
It is a problem. It is a problem if you wake them up at night.
yeah.
Don't
Then
go
leave
up.
them alone. Leave them
Yeah,
alone.
Yeah.
Like you go down the spiral staircase.
You don't want.
Germany loves spiral staircases like that. They don't like the normal, just straight up staircase.
No, we are efficient.
No, that's too difficult. It's too difficult to just go
Very
straight up.
My basement's a spiral staircase, and then it goes through, like, you have to bend over because it goes through a tunnel, and then it opens into a traditional, like,
Yeah, like a grave.
old school food cellar where they used to hold ice down there to keep the food warm, be cool. Yeah, but it looks like a grave. I'm probably gonna sleep down there this summer because it's nice and cool down there.
And probably paranormal activities.
Paranormal
Paranormal.
because in Germany you don't have air conditioning, so
Not regular.
Most basements are finished and people sleep in the basements during the summer.
We have the windows open. And
Unfortunately, in Werner's house,
for people buying AC.
his
so
mom keeps the heat on during the summer. It drives him nuts. She
they
loves to
down,
turn the heat
down
on
there,
really
down
high.
there, not where I'm.
He
Not upstairs.
keeps
Upstairs, they open the windows. It's always open. It's like, why have to be in a cold? Like,
yeah. Here
oh, we forgot it.
it's great in the summers, like because you can just sleep with the windows open. It's super
We're just
quiet.
outside. Yeah.
Super
Do you have
quiet. Like
screens in your windows?
no.
You're not worried about spiders getting in?
So I do have it, but just for mosquitoes, more mosquito
Yeah.
net.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's not like Alabama where like I mean when's the last time you opened your windows?
I open them all the time. I just don't leave them open at night.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
mean
we have
here
screens in ours. So
you have to open your windows daily, even now, like a couple minutes a day. Like when you take a shower in your bathroom, you gotta open your windows so you don't get mold. Stuff like that. You just kind of it's a
you
Germany
guys
is
you don't have the exhaust fans in the ceiling, you know?
Oh.
No.
nope.
I like having my windows open. I enjoy the fresh air, which is why, I'd go sit in my car at lunch because it's basically my yard time for the day. Because I'm in
But
the
it's even
office with no
It's
windows
very
and
common in Germany that you open your windows a couple of times a day, just for 1-2 minutes or 5 minutes.
ventilate the house.
Ventilate the house.
yeah,
It's
let the
even
fresh air in. And
it's
well, it's
like
sanitizing too. So because the air outside generally is cleaner than the air inside. So that it is here anyway, except when there's pollen.
like the heaters, like your heater is like a forced air system where you have vents and
Mhm.
stuff. Here it's either you have the radiator heaters that are attached to the wall, or like my house has it's the hot water runs through the pipes under the floor. It's part of the hot water that heats it up. So you tend to get a little bit of moisture in the houses, so you
Yeah,
gotta get
that
air
makes
push.
sense.
But yeah, in the summer, I mean, it's nice, and it's not like there when you open your windows and you hear sounds. I don't know so much in Kinsey because you guys are in a rural area, but
Yeah, and I'm at the end of a cul-de-sac too, so it's not that bad. It's generally what I hear is kids playing, which is fine. I can
it's
handle
quiet.
that.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's super quiet. Yeah.
yeah.
When you
What's the
when
weather
you
like there right now?
what's that?
What's the weather like there right now?
6, 12. About
9 degrees.
so we're at about 6 to 8 degrees Celsius. So 12, 32, about 40 to 45 daily.
Okay.
It's very
That's-
uncommon for we've had a warm winter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was not very cold. I think what was the lowest that we had?
We had a
Minus. Yeah, well, a couple of days where the mornings where it was -10
yeah.
was the coldest. -11, I think, was the coldest.
Yeah, this is Celsius, but like it's even the news today was talking about some of the smaller ski slopes that are normally like snow all they'd have snow on the ground right now and the lifts are running. Like it's very hard. Like I haven't been not proficient at snowboarding, neither is Werner, but we enjoy doing it. We haven't even had opportunity to go snowboarding
No.
because it's one day there may be snow on the ground, next day it may be raining. So yeah.
We had a couple of days here where we were pushing, like barely pushing 20 degrees, and
Really?
the wind chill factor was in the negatives. So it was like barely negative, like -1 or something like that. But then we did have a few days where it was 20 something degrees, and the real feel or whatever you call that, like the real feel or feels like whatever was like 9 degrees. It was cold. And
Yeah,
so it was cold. We've had a couple of bad storms.
That's
Schools have been closing. Schools have closed for some storms and things like that. So, what happened here in Enterprise with the tornado and all? I don't know if you know about that. The tornado that hit the school.
And
Yeah.
2008 one,
There-
the bad one in 08.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ever since then, the schools have been kind of leery about bad weather and stuff. And we have, I think more tornadoes now than I ever remember us having. Like, I don't
I'm sure.
remember Dothan ever being like a tornadic activity spot, but it's been a few. We've had a few scary times, which you were here for one of them. I know when we were at work, and
Their work.
yeah, and my kid was
Yeah.
at home. Yeah, so that was kind of scary, but
Yeah,
we've had a few of those.
that one went like just south of us. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
But it said it was headed straight towards Quincy, and that's where my kid was.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like. I'll see y'all. Like,
Yeah.
my kid's more important. But and I think that's the case for most people. But
Yeah.
we've had a few scares, but we'll get through it. I did want to ask. I know you guys are probably getting ready to go, but I did want to ask Tulay. You said that you cook most of your food, correct? And you said that you've been to Alabama, Lower Alabama. So give me just a little insight on the difference in the food and nutrition in Southern Alabama cuisine and German cuisine.
There is huge difference.
Share.
Like
Let us know.
over there, everything is like fried, and then it's like from what I've seen, it's very unhealthy. I'm just gonna say it the way it is. So, like in Germany, people are like eating more healthier, and then they move a lot too. Like people on Sundays, they will just go outside and walk for an hour at least,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Or longer.
or longer.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of funny videos on Instagram, where like you go on a hike with a German and they just like how does it say 2 hours? Oh, we almost done. And they walk another 2 hours, so you have 4 hours of walking. So
And the rest of us are over here bent over like.
Also, big difference I've seen a lot of like even though you think you eat healthy in the States, everything is like they use a lot of chemicals in the food, like GMOs and stuff like that. You don't see it over here that much.
Right. I think the government regulates better as far as the food.
So that's a huge difference between two countries.
We have such convenience, and you guys probably see it like when you go to the go on post or whatever to the grocery store there, like there's a lot of processed foods. And people think that, oh, well, I have celiac or I have gluten sensitivity or something like that, so let me eat this gluten-free cupcake. Well, it's still a cupcake.
Yep.
I mean, it's still a cupcake and it's highly processed. It has to be shelf stable. So,
but it's gluten free.
It's gluten free. It's gluten free. Yeah, that's how they market a lot of stuff here. It's fat free, which fat free is probably one of the worst things they could have done was fat free. But what'd you say, Brady?
Even here, like convenience, in the town we live in Grafenwehr, like I told Werner, where I lived near Providence, you could probably draw the Winn-Dixie was probably 2 miles
Right
down
there.
the road, if that, and there's easily within that 2 miles of driving, or not Winn-Dixie, the Publix right there.
Yeah.
On the west side, right? Like, let's just arbitrarily say at least 15 fast food places or food places you could just Little Caesars, Burritos, you name it, right? Like, I mean, people here cook food, like they actually prepare the food. Like when you go to the grocery store, like in America, like we take like, I don't know, it's like you go and buy $300-400 worth of groceries for an extended period of time. Whereas like you go to the grocery store here, you're maybe like grabbing stuff for like that evening and maybe something the next day, and it's smaller amounts and it's fresh.
Because if you don't eat it right away, it's going to rot. So that means they're like more organic, fresh, and if you don't eat them right away, they will go bad. So.
And the eggs don't go in the refrigerator.
Yes, we don't wash.
They're not supposed to go into the refrigerator unless they're washed. Because once you wash that bloom off of them, then they will go bad pretty quickly. So, I used to have chickens and quails and rabbits, but I don't have those anymore, but those eggs were the best eggs.
I
'Cause
love the eggs over here.
what do y'all feed the chickens over there?
They're tasty.
They're very good.
They're very good. They're really tasty. I mean,
So
as a pet or food?
Food.
good. I think I think it's what you said, like we have the German government, but also the Euro government, and it's very strict and hard regulated. Also about chemicals what you can use on the fields, what the farmers can use. Same for chickens. So it's like if they get some medication, they have to wait. Depends on what medication it is. They have to wait a certain number of days that the medication is out. Let's say that doesn't mean that all the chickens are in good circumstances, and
You mean their home life is bad?
yeah.
Some of these
Like,
chickens,
if you would see, like they have on one square meter, it's like 1 meter over meter.
Yeah,
They would have like
living conditions.
the living conditions. You have like 30 chickens on 1 to 1 meter, so it's
Sorry, Werner's implying that some of the chickens come from a bad home.
but like
Have you seen the homes that a lot of chickens that are come from here live in?
yes,
No,
actually I did. You don't
Like-
know it. This is a chicken farm.
Yeah, but you haven't seen the chicken farms there.
Oh no, yeah, I saw. Yeah, that's what I said. It's like even our bad chicken farms are better than the ones in the States. So
I would say what here too is like, and I think I know what she's like.
because I watched the documentary or more.
It's like our chickens, right? I will say before I go on that, like when I retired here and I moved back, like it was very hard. Like I couldn't, like when I would go buy meat, I had a hard time finding like even the chicken I bought back there. Like I go to like the neighborhood Walmart or go to Publix and try to buy chicken and go home and cook it. I mean, it does not taste like it did, unless you go spend umpteen $1 million to get like the freshest of chicken. But like
Whole Foods probably.
yeah,
organic.
but like there where like the meat chickens like live in a pen their whole life. They're fed all
Never
those
touch grass. Yeah.
really, really big where they can't move around. Like here, the chickens are like they're just normal size, normal chickens. Yeah.
Can you compare like the chicken breast here between the ones in the States? It's like twice big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Steroids.
Yeah,
Steroids. They pump them full of
Huge
steroids.
chicken breast that you see like in the store, like you don't see that here.
And that's why I'm looking into something like, because I have a child too, and we're trying to eat better, and he's more conscious of it and that type of thing. So,
You're gonna get
good
some
shop.
pet.
No, I don't want chickens. That's something else I have to feed. Something else I have to feed. I have to take care of. But
Box
it's
too.
like Good Chop or Butcher Box,
Yes.
something like that. I'm looking into those options. But right now my freezer is so full of meat, and I know there are some people at work they're talking about going together and buying a cow
Yeah.
Oh.
and just having that cow, and when it gets slaughtered, we all get part of the meat.
I
So,
know
I
that
mean that,
deer meat is good too.
Yes, go hunt.
yeah,
I went to bow hunting
Yeah.
because of
bow hunting.
He's not in. He's like, I'm in the bow hunting. No, he's not in the bow hunting because
No.
he can't bow hunt in
Yes.
Germany.
It's not allowed in Germany. No, I was listening to a podcast. It's a Rich Running podcast. Normally they started talking about CrossFit, but then it turns into a hunting podcast and they talk about bow hunting. And I was like, I would be interested in that.
It pretty much
But like
talks
since
about
you
everything
said
and
that,
talks about
but
nothing.
we talked about deer. I like deer.
Deer's
Really, it's a
great.
it's a healthy meat and low on fat, high on protein. And to be honest, they lived out in the wilderness, so they had a
They
really good
do,
life.
but a lot of people here feed them, stuff them full of corn.
Mhm. Yeah, they feed them that they go
Mhm.
to a place and then they can hunt them there.
How does that go?
Uh-huh.
How does that go? Do it again.
They feed them.
No, make the sound.
It's finished.
Yes, that means
Like,
done.
done.
Stop.
You started.
No.
Yeah,
You said wilderness.
wilderness. Yeah,
You know what's
Wilderness.
different?
wilderness. Sorry.
There's a difference about deer meat. You can buy in the stores over here. Which
Yeah,
you
we
can't.
can't do that here. That's illegal
Or
here.
you know a
In the
hunter, or you know a
States.
hunter, and then you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we know somebody that hunts, we can pay to like once they get the meat processed or whatever, we could just give them the money to get like whatever it was they had processed if we want some of it. But yeah, it's pretty much it's
But
illegal to sell deer
what
meat
I
here.
thought, like, if you are to legal, not illegal, to legal hunters, it depends on the state. I don't know all the regulations, but what I got out of the podcast and stuff like that is there are also some regulations on that, or actually harder regulations on hunting than on like chicken farms or whatever.
Mhm.
They
Talk about farming. Even
they
even our
are
fish are farmed.
What's that?
I said, talk about farming. Even our fish are farmed,
yes, yeah.
and that's yeah. And the couple of lakes that we have around here, I know one of them you probably don't want to eat out of because there's some kind of sewage or something that's fed into that lake. And then I'm not sure about the one south of us or west of us, east. I'm sorry, I'll get it right in a minute. There's Seminole and there's Eufaula. Eufaula's north of us, and one of them has, if I'm not mistaken, I've heard people talk about the sewage that drains into one of the lakes, and I don't really want to eat fish out of there. And like when I go to the grocery store and stuff and I buy fish, we have a seafood market here. I have not been in there, so I'm not really sure. I plan to go in there, I just haven't made it in there yet. It's like across from where the athletic club is, in that on the corner of Westgate and Montgomery
yeah.
Highway. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been
So-
in there.
yeah. So I plan to go in there. I just haven't made it in there yet. But I try to look for stuff that is not sourced from China, like wild caught salmon, Alaska salmon, that type of thing. That's what I like to eat is salmon. So, but yeah, sometimes it's really hard to eat healthy here unless you grow your own food, and even then, a lot of times you're not getting organic seeds, and you just don't know what the
Werner and I-
lineage is. I guess you would say.
Werner and I don't have a problem with poo water. We actually
You swim in it
we
all the time.
think
That's
we
true.
sank a boat in poo water once.
Yes,
Yes.
we floated over, and then we ended up in poo water.
Yeah, we ended up in the poo water. We sank the boat in the poo water.
It,
It's
it
Do
can
I
happen.
even want to know? Do I even want to know?
we had no, we did. We
How is it called? The Cleanlage?
Clinton.
Cleantery? The thing where it cleans the water from the pipe from
Yeah.
the houses.
So
I don't
long
know what-
story short, there's a we call it a river right beside the CrossFit box.
Mhm.
We're pretty that this river goes, I don't know, pretty much to Russia or whatever. But based on the map, if we walked, I don't know, 20, 30 meters out the front door of the CrossFit box, and we put a boat in this little river that's probably about 3 to 4 meters wide.
Oh, I think not even that, maybe two.
We call that a creek.
Yeah, well, it'll float all the way south to Regensburg and flow into the Danube. So I don't know. We woke up one Sunday morning we didn't have a really good plan. That's normally how this stuff starts.
Yes.
I had a paddleboard and I had this blow up canoe that somebody gave me that was leaving here. So we called our friend Julian and we're like, hey, let's just float the river and see where it goes. We think it goes here, right? And we didn't really have our whole backup plan to get back here was to call our friend Sinja, who we hadn't told yet.
Mhm.
We were just gonna call her from wherever and tell her to come pick us up. Either way, like everything's going good, and then
As soon as you came into the boat,
yeah,
then we crushed the stone.
yeah. So we
So it was your fan.
probably about two to 3 kilometers down the river, which it took a long time to get that far for whatever reason. The river wasn't flowing. We were just floating it. There's a water treatment plant, just a very small one, but the water flowing into the river is like frothy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's where our boat sank because Werner was singing like a. You remember the song?
Was
Sing
it Wellerman's
Sing it.
there once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy O.T.
This is what I was having to put up with in the boat, and all of a sudden, like our boat hit a rock.
You
And,
sank
like-
that boat on purpose, Brady.
No, it was his butt. He was in the front. His butt got lodged on the rock, and then I have a video of him like freaking out, going, "Oh God, my butt's wet. My butt's wet."
My butt was cold.
Yeah,
My butt's cold. My butt's cold.
And then we had to walk through the poo water
Yeah.
out. It was a good day. It was like we had a lot. But yeah, we definitely sank a boat in poo water. Yeah,
It happens.
yeah, it happens.
Just a normal day.
Obviously.
Oh, I mean, it was.
So how often does that happen? You said it happens. How often does that happen?
I don't know. Sometimes we just randomly go on adventures.
Yeah. The same. Go into an ice bath.
Yeah.
We were hiking. In. There are little.
We do a lot of ice baths here.
Just
On purpose?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it feels good.
yeah.
Yeah, and the water's super cold, so it
Or
works out
cold
well.
showers.
Werner supposedly takes cold showers every morning.
No eating.
My bad. He's an evening shower. I should know this because I've been to competition with him and I share a hotels room with him, which is the worst time of my life.
That's not true. So excited to go with me on adventures or a hotel.
No, I'm not. The last
Actually,
one
they
we
say
went
cold
on-
showers are actually good for you.
It's
Here we go.
so there. I have to explain because like oh shoot, sorry. I have to explain that a little bit. I really do have dry skin, and I also like struggle with that. And it's a fun fact that water actually dries your skin out.
Mhm.
So warm,
Fun fact.
it's a fun fact, and warm water to me. So and warm water even more. So I started when it comes to my face or my head, I was like, okay, I turn the water on cool or cold, and then I wash my face because the skin on my face was dry. So and like it felt good. So I started maybe I just shower cold and it I don't want to say you recover faster or something, but to me it feels like if I have pain in my muscles or something, or if I have headache or something, it releases. I feel that for sure. I also notice I have a better immune system. It could be a placebo effect, but I don't mind. In the end, I feel better with it. That's for sure. It's also it sounds weird because of the cold shower my body has to heat themselves. So I feel that for sure. And when it comes to mindset, if you go into deeper, it's something like you have to hate yourself a little bit to especially do it in the winter, because
Cool.
it's if you're already cold and then you have to go in a cold shower, it's not comfortable, but you get used to it.
So in summary, Werner takes cold showers.
Yes. But there
Yeah.
were little fun facts, and it's also better for
Fun
your hair.
fact.
For it's it is a fun fact. It's also good for your hair. So you have less is it spliss? With the hair
And split ends, yeah.
Dandruff?
dandruff. You know the word maybe spliss when it
The split ends.
The white stuff.
yeah
The dandruff.
the dandruff.
Dandruff.
Yeah, the
That's what I
dandruff.
said.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was not dandruff.
Schuppen.
No, not yeah, Schuppen also. Dandruff. And there's something else.
Dandruff.
Dandruff is when you skin dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. This and the hair, when it can't repair, then it's
Oh, the split ends.
the split ends. You get less split ends. They
Get that? People with long hair get that usually.
No, I don't get it, but for female, I don't get it.
I
Asian-
do.
I researched all that because like believe me, dry skin is not cool, especially in the winter.
But
The air is dry.
Hey, it's not about you. Tulay wants to talk.
Sorry.
It's okay.
No, sorry.
I'm just checking out.
Yeah, no.
We're good. You know,
Okay.
I don't like talking too much, so.
No, you're here, so talk. So no, I can recommend it here and there for sure, or at least for your hand.
Yeah. I know.
French fries. I'm still thinking about. She mentioned French fries. I'm thinking about French fries.
A
You
good
got-
French.
You guys gonna go to Arby's when you leave here?
There is only one restaurant, and there's only one commercialized fast food restaurant in Graf. There's a McDonald's.
What is untypical? Because like Graf is not a big city,
Yeah.
and normally we wouldn't have it.
Yeah, because of America.
It's
Because
yeah.
of the Americans.
But even the food there is a little bit different. They have a coffee shop inside of it, and really good European coffee.
Inside of the McDonald's?
They have a McCafe,
Oh, okay.
but they do traditional coffee. They have espresso.
Like Starbucks inside McDonald's.
I think that's a good.
I don't think,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't even know if I've ever had anything from Starbucks. I didn't used to be a coffee fan. I've just recently, in the past couple of years, drank coffee, and I just prefer to just do it myself.
Yeah.
So I had the Keurig at work and all that, so, no,
Yeah, she likes to let me have some Keurig coffee.
yeah, and he would always leave the pod in there.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah, I know. That's a habit. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm a difficult person to work with.
Oh no.
You're what?
I'm a difficult person to work with.
We know.
Might a little shoot.
We know. Well, I guess you guys are probably, it's late there, right? It's what, like 8:15ish?
It's something.
Yeah. 2014.
8:15 and Loverboy here is anxious to go see his girlfriend. They're attached to the hip.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll cut off right now, and we'll make plans to do another podcast soon. Does that sound good?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
we'll
All
bring
right,
more.
everyone.
People. We'll bring more people, and then we can talk about everything and talk about nothing at the same time.
Just like always. Yep.
I bring fun
Okay,
fact.
everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is Monica with the Help Chase. I'm here with Werner and Brady and Tulay, and we are checking out now. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye bye.
Maybe
Do you?
it won't let me stop recording.
Just voice or